Hey there, it's Pete with GCI Turf. Hope you're having a great day today. I know this ain't the typical backdrop, right? I'm usually out in the yard doing stuff in the yard, but man, we are under another crazy ice event, and this guy can't go outside. There's nothing to do outside, and I wanted to stick a video in here for Saturday morning. So let me take you outside and let me show you what we're dealing with. Well, you can see we're kind of back to the way we were the other day, and they had said this one was going to be considerably worse, but looking at the ice on the trees, it looks to be about the same as it was last time, so that's a good thing. Now, one thing I am noticing, there is considerably more coverage of ice, meaning it looks like it's kind of embedded deep down in the canopy, where last time it wouldn't. It was just kind of on the outside edges of it. But man, look at that. That is crazy. Look at all that ice on that. It's kind of like a winter wonderland around here. Alright, so that's pretty yucky. Hopefully we don't have the mass power outages like we had last weekend. Power guys, they've been working like crazy, man. My hat's off to those guys, because that is some very, very difficult work at times. I was coming home last weekend about 9 o'clock, pitch black dark, and pouring down rain, and there's a whole line of those power trucks, Duke Powers, who we have around here, and they were out there in that pouring down rain, you know, geared up, climbing the poles, hanging new wires, and you know all the things they do, and just working in the most terrible conditions you can imagine. So those guys have it tough at times. Man, we're so thankful for them. So this video is a little bit different. Again, I'm not outside working in the yard and that kind of thing, but I wanted to share something with you. And the purpose and intent of this video is to encourage you and even challenge you. So what do you mean by that? You know, the title of the video was "It's Not Just Lawn Care for Me," and a lot of you know that I'm open about my faith and my life and things that happen. And when you take all of that and wrap it up in a bubble, that's what I mean by it's not just about yard. It's not about how much fertilizer I can sell, how much grass seed I can sell. It ain't about how green I can make my grass. It ain't about if I can teach you something that will help you get an advantage over the people in your neighborhood so that your yard's greener than theirs. All of that is just, that's business stuff. That's all that is. It's an income. Kind of like if you get up and go to work and work a job, and you get paid to do that. Well, that's what this whole YouTube and the website and all is kind of turned in for me, is a real deal business. So that part of it is a strictly business. Okay? At the end of the day, that don't mean nothing. What really matters is how you use that business and affect a life, right? What is the single most precious thing on this planet? It's your life. I mean, you can't tell me another thing that has more value to it than a life. And so if you lose your life when it's gone and you cease to exist, okay, that is what makes it so precious, is you only get one of them. And look, I get it. I know some of you don't like this kind of talk. I completely get it. Click off. Burn the road up. I'm completely okay with it. I'm talking to the person who wants to actually make a difference in someone else's life. I know you come here and you expect 100% nothing but grass stuff. I mean, heck, when I turn the TV on and I watch a YouTube video myself and it's on this subject, I expect it to be that. You know, I have this driving force behind me that wants to make a difference in another life. It's who I am. It's how God made me. and it's something I can't contain. So with that said, here's what happened, and I don't want you to dare think I'm, giving Pete a pat on the back or nothing like that, because I'm not. I understand it would be very, very easy to watch this video, especially if you're first time viewer and you don't know who I am and who I'm about and what I stand for, and you're gonna be, oh, that guy's just bragging and he's trying to get a pat on the back. Well, I don't go for that. I could care less about it. I'm on a mission here, and the mission is to take my experience from life, what's things that have happened to me, relay them to you, sometimes little bits here and there throughout a video, or sometimes a dedicated video like this, so that you can take my experience, apply it to your life, and go affect someone else's life in a positive way. So what happened was, I got an email. I get a whole bunch of emails. I printed it out right here so I could make the letters big so I could read it. And he kind of gave me a snapshot of his life story, and I had to read it 2 or 3 times to grasp the concept of all of it, because it's in 1 page of writing he digs into some pretty deep stuff. Yes, I have asked him if I could share this. He gave me permission to do so, and no, I'm not going to mention his name because it's none of your business. And it's the story that counts. It's what happened in his story that counts. I'm gonna read it word for word, start the beginning, and then give you my thoughts on it. So he says, "Hey boss, I've got hybrid Bermuda grass. I live in central Alabama. With spring approaching in a few months, I'd like to start stocking up on my lawn arsenal ASAP. I'm planning on scalping the lawn at the start of spring and continue my pre and post emergent treatments. You're the reason I got into lawn care. I'm 100% disabled Iraq war veteran with PTSD, TBI, and epilepsy. I also have my knees injected once a month at the VA because they're shot. I was in a really dark place because I was forced to retire. After I completed my military service, I entered into the oil field and had a lucrative, enjoyable career working oil rigs around the world. But the concussions I suffered after being blown up twice by a rocket and a mortar in Baghdad, I started having seizures because of the TBI, and the PTSD got worse. I ended up having a massive seizure on the rig floor while we were running casing on my rig in South Texas. Because I became a liability to the oil company, they unfortunately had to let me go. So then I was going downhill, suicidal. It was a dark, dark time, and then one day I stumbled across your page, and I was so impressed how beautiful your yards were. So I decided to give it a try and become instantly hooked. My yard's 18,000 square foot on a hill, so it's a struggle with my push spreader, but I love the end result. He's got bad knees, so it's hard for him to push a spreader. Maybe one day I can get a ride on a spreader and take the pain away from my knees. I take pride in it now. It's become a big part of my PTSD therapy, and I have you to thank for that. Instead of taking my own life, I found something to give me a reason to get out of bed. To me, that is the most, that's the most important sentence in this email he sent me. You inspire people more than you know. You cause my obsession with lawns, and I aim to strive because of you. I owe you a debt of gratitude. No, sir, you don't. You don't owe me a debt. I owe you the debt for you putting your life in harm's danger to protect my freedom. I owe you. You don't owe me nothing. But that was a lot to write. To get back to my original question. What fertilizer would you recommend after a spring scalp and air raid? I really want the lawn to be darker and thicker. Thanks so much. Look forward to hearing from you soon. Let me read that one more sentence. Instead of taking my own life, I found something to give me a reason to get out of bed. And again, it's sitting a pat on my back. I wanted to use this story to give to you so that you can apply it to your life. And now what does that look like? How do you apply this to your life? Do you have to go make a YouTube video and hope the right person sees it, that had a war story and was thinking suicide and saw this guy making grass look good, and then he gets the fever and now he has something that kind of drives him and it gets rid of his thoughts about suicide? Do you have to do that on YouTube? No, you absolutely do not. Do you know how many people you come in contact with every day? I come in contact with many every day, and I try to be the same with them on a day-to-day basis and encourage them and help them as I am when I'm standing, and it's me and this camera right here talking to you. That's how you can take what I'm telling you in this video and apply it to your life so that you can encourage another person. Let me tell you what, you ain't going to encourage anybody. You're not going to make any change in anybody's life if you keep your lips shut. You're not. So the first thing you got to do is learn to get out of that comfort zone, be a little uncomfortable, and speak truth to a person. Speak words to them so that they can be encouraged. When I think about it, I've really been like that since I gave my life to Christ, and since I made the changes in my life. I wanted people to know about the change because it's so real for me, and not just to me. It is so real in general as a fact. And so I've kind of had a natural way of just kind of being outspoken about that. And then my first few YouTube videos, well, actually that's a lie, my first several months of making YouTube videos, when it was just me and a telephone, holding the telephone up, I was as nervous as I could be, because I knew I was talking to a whole lot of people that were going to see it, and I was just nervous. It's almost kind of like I was standing in front of all the people. But of course, I've kind of gotten over the fear of the camera looking me in the eye now, and that's what's led me to be a little more open. But you don't have to have a camera. You don't have to film it and put it on YouTube or whatever and then hope the right person sees it. You got people all around you, right? So what I want you to do, I'm challenging you and I'm encouraging you to make it a conscious effort to speak with someone this coming week to encourage them in some kind of way. And there's so many different ways you can do that. There's gazillions of ways you can do that. I could never touch on all of them, but you know what I'm getting at. You know what it means to speak truth to a person and speak encouragement to a person so that you lift them up so that they can become a better person themselves and have a more productive life, have a more enjoyable life, get over some of the struggles in their life. God may have blessed you with the ability to help a person in that way. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to absolutely find one person this week that you can try and encourage to make their life better in some way, shape, or form. He don't know this is coming. Where is that? So I owe you a debt of gratitude. And again, sir, you don't owe me a dang thing. You're the one who wore the gear, and you're the one who jumped into battle, not me. I was too weak and afraid to. You're the one who protected my freedom. So you can get that out of your mind. You don't owe me nothing, sir. I owe you, and as a very small token of my appreciation, of course, this doesn't take the place of what you have going on. I could never give anything enough to fix your complete situation from you fighting in a war. But what I can do, is because I have some decent connections now, I can hook you up with a spreader so that you don't have to spread that front yard of yours with that heel. So what I did is I called one of my buddies, said, hey, I want this electric broadcast spreader right here. We can mount it on the front of his mower, and he can put his fertilizer in it, calibrate it, all that. And now he can use, he's got a small zero-turn mower. Now he can use this zero-turn mower to go and fertilize his yard. Sir, hopefully you're watching this and know that it shipped. I think it shipped yesterday. Today's Thursday, so it shipped Wednesday. So I know that you guys down in Alabama are getting hit pretty good with snow as well. So it may be Monday next week before you get it, but just know that it's on the way. And it's a very small way that I can say thank you for what you have done. And it's a way that I can help you with your needs, so that now you don't have to push spread your yard with the front heel. Say again, I know this ain't the normal video, and if you've watched it this far, I appreciate it. And just as in general, I want to thank all of the men and women in law enforcement and the armed forces that have made the sacrifices that help to protect our country and make our freedoms so incredibly important. Holy cow, man, our country, we live in the greatest country in the world, don't we? And we have a lot of people who have put their life in harm's way or lost their life to make that possible. And man, I can't thank you guys and gals enough. So hey, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch this, and I don't know what I'm gonna do now. It's cold, can't go outside. I may go snuggle up on the couch and watch a movie or something. So appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch. I'll check you later.